Dionysus, /di.nas/ Greek, Dionysos, is the god of the grape harvest, winemaking and wine, of ritual madness, fertility, theater and religious ecstasy in Greek mythology. Alcohol, especially wine, played an important role in Greek culture, with Dionysus being an important reason for this lifestyle. His name, thought to be a theonym in Linear B tablets as Dionysos, KHGQ5 inscription, shows that he may have been worshipped as early as c. 1500 to 1100 BC by Mycenean Greeks. Other traces of the Dionysian-type cult have been found in ancient Minoan Crete. His origins are uncertain, and his cults took many forms. Some are described by ancient sources as Thracian, others as Greek. In some cults, he arrives from the east, as an Asiatic foreigner, in others, from Ethiopia in the south. He is a god of epiphany, the god that comes, and his foreignness as an arriving outsider god may be inherent and essential to his cults. He is a major, popular figure of Greek mythology and religion, and is included in some lists of the 12 Olympians. Dionysus was the last god to be accepted into Mount Olympus. He was the youngest and the only one to have a mortal mother. His festivals were the driving force behind the development of Greek theater. Modern scholarship categorizes him as the dying and rising god. The earliest cult images of Dionysus show a mature male, bearded and robed. He holds a fennel staff, tipped with a pine cone and known as a thyrsus. Later images show him as a beardless, sensuous, naked or half-naked androgynous youth. The literature describes him as womanly or man-womanish. In its fully developed form, his central cult imagery shows his triumphant, disorderly arrival or return, as if from some place beyond the borders of the known and civilized. His procession, Dionysus, is made up of wild female followers, maenads, and bearded satyrs with erect penises. Some are armed with the thyrsus, some dance or play music. The god himself is drawn in a chariot, usually by exotic beasts such as lions or tigers, and is sometimes attended by a bearded, drunken Silenus. This procession is presumed to be the cult model for the human followers of his Dionysian mysteries. In his Thracian mysteries, he wears the basiris or fox skin, symbolizing a new life. Dionysus is represented by city religions as the protector of those who do not belong to conventional society, and thus symbolizes everything which is chaotic, dangerous and unexpected, everything which escapes human reason and which can only be attributed to the unforeseeable action of the gods. Also known as Bacchus, /bhks/ or /bks/ Greek, Bacchos, the name adopted by the Romans and the frenzy he induces, Bacchia. His thyrsus is sometimes wounded with ivy and dripping with honey. It is a beneficent wound but also a weapon, and can be used to destroy those who oppose his cult and the freedoms he represents. He is also called Eleutherios, the liberator, whose wine, music and ecstatic dance frees his followers from self-conscious fear and care, and subverts the oppressive restraints of the powerful. Those who partake of his mysteries are possessed and empowered by the god himself. His cult is also a cult of the souls. His maenads feed the dead through blood offerings, and he acts as a divine communicant between the living and the dead. In Greek mythology, he is presented as a son of Zeus in the mortal simile, thus semi-divine or heroic, and a son of Zeus and Persephone or Demeter, thus both fully divine, part chthonic and possibly identical with the Atchis of the Eleusinian mysteries. Some scholars believe that Dionysus is a syncretism of a local Greek nature deity and a more powerful god from Thrace or Phrygia such as Sabazios or Zalmoxes. Etymology: the Dio element has been associated since antiquity with Zeus, genitive Dios. The earliest attested form of the name is Mycenean Greek, Dionysos, written in linear bisyllabic script, presumably for /daɪ.ə଼naɪsəs/. This is attested on two tablets that had been found at Mycenaean Pylos and dated to the 12th or 13th century BC, but at the time, there could be no certainty on whether this was indeed a theonym. But the 1989-90 Greek-Swedish excavations at Castelli Hill, Chania, unearthed, inter alia, 4 artifacts bearing linear B inscriptions. Among them, the inscription on item KHGQ5 is thought to confirm Dionysus's early worship. Later variants include Dionysos and Dionysos in Boeotia, Dionysos in Thessaly, Dionysos and Dionysos in Ionia, and Dionysos in Neolia, besides other variants. A dio prefix is found in other names, such as that of the Dioscures, and may derive from Dios, the genitive of the name of Zeus. The second element Knossos is associated with Mount Nysa, the birthplace of the god in Greek mythology, where he was nursed by nymphs, the Naiads, but according to Pherecydes of Syros, Nysa was an archaic word for tree. R.S.P. Beeks has suggested a pre-Greek origin of the name. The cult of Dionysus was closely associated with trees, specifically the fig tree, and some of his bynames exhibit this, such as in Dendros he in the tree or Dendrites, he of the tree. Peters suggests the original meaning as he who runs among the trees, or that of a runner in the woods. Janda, 2010, accepts the etymology but proposes the more cosmological interpretation of he who impels the world tree. This interpretation explains how Nysa could have been reinterpreted from a meaning of tree to the name of a mountain. The axis mundi of Indo-European mythology is represented both as a world tree and as a world mountain,